But we get there in the end. Let's go. Okay, hopefully people can see me now on the live stream. And hopefully people can see me on the YouTube as well. Okay, because I need to go live on the YouTube. Let's see if I need any edits or anything like that. Okay, so it just says I need a new stream key on Instagram. So what that must mean, I just need to click a live video again. Okay, so let's just click the live video. Okay, so it should work now. Okay, so let's click it to public. Get the live stream key. Copy that. Put it into that. Okay, it should work. Okay, so let's have a look at YouTube, see how YouTube's doing. Okay, so save that stream key, see if it works on Instagram. And the Instagram should work. Okay, let's see if the Insta's worked. Oh dear. It says update the channel and provide a live stream key. I've provided the live stream key already. Okay, one last push for the Instagram. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so hopefully it works now. I've refreshed the browser. Hopefully it'll work and it doesn't kick me out. Wow, so the Insta isn't working, so I've got to do it again. Apologies. Crazy. I spent more time doing technical errors. I should title this video "How to Fix Your Restream IO." Okay. Don't know if that's connected, but if it has, then good. If it hasn't, whatever. Okay, so I'm click save, and now I'm gonna get into it. I'm not really bothered if the Instagram works or not, even though most of my followers are on there. Okay. So we will get into it. So the topic of today is how to build a long-term basketball skills development program using testing results and an AI assistant coach. If you don't know me, my name's Coach Stevie, and I'm an international basketball coach. I've coached basketball for 19 years now, and I've worked all over the world in countries such as America, China, Sweden, Italy, Vietnam, and many, many more. I started out basketball just as a way to lose weight, really, and played recreationally. And I was able to make it to a semi-pro level. I was never the best player. I'm not gonna sit here and say I dropped 30 points a game because I didn't. I got bench minutes. I was a backup point guard, and I was always the one to help people spot stuff that they can improve on their game. And I had a lot of time to analyze the game as well. And I was a chronic question asker, and I really wanted to learn. My career led me from coaching 10 people voluntary for 4 years to becoming the youngest coach at 22 to ever win a university title in the UK. That led me to go on to coach in America as a head of operations, and I went off and coached in China in a international school, and I've also had gigs in Vietnam, in Italy, and last year I was fortunate enough to get a place to coach for GB as well. I was an assistant coach for them. So as you can see, I've got a lot of experience in coaching, but what I really pride myself on is helping players, and that's what I love, which is why I decided to come back to my hometown and open up a basketball club of my own, and also start Coach Stevie. Now, Coach Stevie Basketball is for the players who really want to excel, and they got into the game first initially through having fun, but they wanted to improve, and they noticed their peers around them were better than them, and they were sick and tired of getting less minutes on the floor. They just wanted to stay in the game, and they knew there was more to give. So I want to coach players like that who are committed, hungry, and want to really strive to be the best they can be. So today, what I'm going to cover is um, using player testing data, and AI. So none of it matters though, really, if you don't have an experienced coach guiding the process, because anyone can use AI to build a program. But if you don't have that feedback, then it's kind of pointless. So the first step in any real player development plan, you need to know where you're starting from. So that's why I always do benchmarking with my players when I start them off in a program. So the testing that I did for this certain person, I'll go through it now. So, So what I wanted to test for was I wanted to test for skills, decisions, and athleticism because all of these areas are really, really important for your game. Now, the first thing I tested was ball handling, and I just did a simple zigzag drill that was timed. And what I measured is the time it took the player, and I also measured their control from a scale of 1 to 5 and any errors that they made. So if they hit the cone or lost the ball, I measured that too, and I give them 1 hit. The next one I did is a freestyle challenge. So with that, I was measuring their fluidity, the range of movement, and their control, and I did that from a scale of 1 to 5. The next one I measured was normal spot shooting. So we picked 5 spots and did 10 makes per spot, and I was tracking the number of makes out of 10. I was also tracking their shooting form consistency as well and rating that on a scale of 1 to 5. We moved on to movement shooting, so it could be replicate the game a little bit more, and I could see more about the player's footwork that they used and the motion. Now, we did catch and shoot from 3 spots of the player's choice from the 3 point, and I recorded the makes, the speed of the movement, and the footwork into the shot as well. I recorded the time, the percentage, and I scored the footwork on a scale of 1 to 5. Finishing, what I measured on that is I measured a variety of finishes. So I measured a right hand layup scoop, a left hand layup, Euro steps, reverses left and right, and floaters. And I measured 1v1 versus the cones. So I put loads of bins around because we didn't have access to cones and a couple of chairs to make paint heavy in traffic. And what I measured on that was the use of creativity, control, and both hands. So I scored them on a scale of 1 to 10. The next one I did was decision making, where we did a 1v1 constraint. I played light defense on the player, and I only give them 1 dribble, and they have to start off with their right hand. So I draw a line in front of me, and when I made a reaction, sort of like jab with them with my hand, they had to react, or if I went to close them out, they had to react accordingly, and they had 5 seconds to either drive, shoot, or pass. And I put cones on the floor in different spots, so if they couldn't get past the defender with that 1 dribble, then they could drive and kick just as you would in the game, and they had to hit the cone to score 1 point. We also did it with a weak hand as well, and we measured 10 decisions from 3 spots using the right hand, 10 decisions from 3 spots using the left hand as well. So I measured that on a scale of 1 to 10 of their reads with the right hand, and I measured that on a scale of 1 to 10 with the reads on the left hand as well. What I was generally looking for really is how they attack different positioning that I give them. So the next thing that we did is we measured their athleticism. Now, I measured their lateral bounds, so how far they could bound 3 times in each direction, the distance they covered. And I also measured their push-up max as well to see how much strength and endurance they had in 1 minute. After that, we cooled down and we had a little chat to reflect on what the player thought about the experience and did anything surprise them, or did they feel like they didn't know something about their skill within the test that they discovered? This is a really important part because it's not just having a conversation, it's building the player's self-awareness. And when a player is more self-aware, that facilitates the learning process, and that's a part of what you want to get out of the benchmarking. It's not just about getting the metrics. The metrics are great for a baseline, but you always need to make sure that even though you're testing, you're still training as well. And even whilst you're training, you're still kind of testing. So what I'm going to show you now is how to use AI to build a program. Now, what I'm going to use is ChatGPT. You've probably all heard of ChatGPT. It's like a super assistant coach. You can plug in your test results, ask for a tailored workout, progressions, and even meal plans to go with that. It helps build the structure, saves time, and gives you fresh ideas and keeps things organized. And when you're coaching as much as me and you have a shed load of paperwork and it takes you around about 30 hours a week to do the paperwork, this is like a godsend. And it's not a cheat code. For me, I don't see it as I'm cheating. I actually see it as I'm using it to gain the edge in something that I'm strong on, but in something that takes me a lot of time and a lot of thinking. So with this process, you still need a coach to deliver the feedback of the program and make the adjustments. So let's say, for example, a player got 3 out of 10 shots under pressure. I'm going to ask ChatGPT how to build a 4-week blocked focus on decision making and shooting under pressure, and it'll deliver a clean plan. So what I'm going to show you live now is I'm actually going to show you live how you can plug in your metrics and it can build a program. So I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to plug it in. So bear with me. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen here so I hope everyone can see it. I'm going to also share my screen on Whop as well because I don't think Whop can do it through the restream. Okay, so let's create a new tab. Hey, saying sorry, I've just logged into your comment. I'm actually live right now, but the latency is probably pretty low. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so let's, I'm just going to plug in the testing results. So I need to copy and paste the testing results that I got today. So I'll start off with the ball handling. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the testing results here. So as you can see, I've copied and pasted the testing results. I'm actually using Notion. I use Notion now for all of my session plans, and I put everything in Notion and then it just syncs straight to my phone. It's absolutely great. It's probably one of the best organizers I've ever used. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not paid to do that. Okay, so let me plug in some more metrics here. Okay, so I've just copied and pasted the shooting, the spot shooting and the movements. Now I'm going to copy and paste the finishing. Okay, you still live with me? Okay, so I'm going to copy the finishing. I'll put the finishing in, and now I'm going to copy and paste the 1v1. Still find it dead weird talking to the camera. I feel like I'm just talking to myself or something. Really weird. So now I'm going to do the lateral bound one. Okay, so when you're doing this, you kind of want to think about what your objective is and what you want to develop in a player. And doing these different tests is absolutely great because you can look at different areas of a player, but you kind of want to look at skills, decision making, and stuff like that. So mine are based on obviously offensive tests. I mean, you can do a defensive test, and some of them are athleticism, which will directly link to your defense and offense and improve that. But I've kept it to offensive game because that's something this certain player needs to improve drastically. So we're going to kind of build a program out that, and you can improve defensive game off improving the offensive game as well. So I don't tend to focus on that too much because as soon as you increase the athleticism in the offensive game, and the player actually gets quicker in their footwork and dexterity and reaction, then the defense generally improves with the offense, to be honest with you. So I've plugged it into ChatGPT. Let me know if you guys can see this, see the screen. Okay, so here's the prompt you need to put. So create me a 4-week basketball program, basketball skills development program that covers, that improves all components in these testing results I've given you. Okay, so this might need some refining because sometimes your prompt has to be really detailed to let it kind of do what you've done. Now, I bet you're thinking, why have you only done 4 weeks when you're working with the player long term? The reason why I only do 4 weeks is I actually do this with my teams. So I kind of got in my head what I want to develop over, let's say, a season, let's say an 8 month season, whatever, 6 month season. But what you'll always find as a basketball coach is basically your 4 weeks changes because you can't really predict the learning sometimes and where your team's at because things can happen along the way, or some of your group could be lagging behind and you have to adapt stuff. So I say don't really plan for 12 weeks. Have a very generic kind of plan if you do want to plan for your whole season and you want to do it in phases, but your phases are probably never going to work out. So you want to be comfortable with knowing that because if your phases don't work out, then that's not really your fault. It's kind of the players sometimes. So I just say plan 4 weeks and then that's good enough. So I'm just gonna hit enter and see what it spits out. I mean, it might spit out some random stuff, but then you refine it. So let's see what it spits out. Okay, so as you can see, it says here's a 4 week basketball skills development program tailored to improve the specific components for your testing results. Focuses on improving ball control, freestyle, creativity, and cone handling, increasing shooting percentage, especially on spot and movement shots, strengthening left hand finishes and a variety of finishes. So it literally told me that the player left hand is weak. I didn't even have to say nothing. It just picked out them testing results. Enhancing decision making and 1v1 reads, boosting lateral quickness and explosion based on the lateral bounds. So it's given me a weekly structure. Each week includes 3 workouts, 60 to 75-minute sessions. You can edit this depending on how much time you've got, of course, and reprompt it. If you want more or fewer sessions, I can adjust. Yeah. So the goal is week one, foundation and control, build control, confidence, and address weak areas, left and shooting form. Okay, it says there, warm up, stationary ball handling, two ball control, pound cross push, cone dribble circuits, freestyle flow, chord creativity, spot shooting. Okay, cool down, wall taps. Session two, focus finishing, blah, blah, blah. Cone reads, session three. Okay, week two, increase pace, reactivity, reduce cone dribble errors. Okay, it's actually decent. But me, I would reprompt this, and it does say retest for 4 weeks. Okay, I wouldn't retest after 4 weeks, really. I'd give it probably 6 weeks, and then I'd do a retest. That's what I do for a test. And it also says, would you like to download PDF or with video drill links added? So sometimes it can give you video drill links off YouTube or off the internet where it's found. How many times a week do you want to train them? Ideally, I can adjust the load. Okay. I want to train this player for 2 hours a week. Player 1 day a week for 2 hours. Okay, so I've reprompted it so it can adjust and it's going to readjust. Okay. Okay, so it's given me a weekly schedule, what I can do. Tighten ball control, assist shooting form, build left hand reps, two ball coordination challenge, pound taps, pound split, footwork square, mini hurdles or cones, 2 feet. Okay. Okay, so it's still kind of going through drills, but as you can see, it's really, really good. It gives you constrained games as well. It says track progress. Okay, so that's really how you do it. So I wanted to cover this to show you players and you coaches how you would use ChatGPT to create a skill development program. Now, people always say, "Oh, it's going to take over jobs. It's going to do this. It's going to do that." It's not going to take over no jobs. I believe the people who don't know how to use it are going to get left behind. So, if you're a coach who's looking to take your coaching to the next level, you need to start running with ChatGPT or any AI that you find, Perplexity, whatever you want to use, because I tell you this now, in the next 5 years, I predict coaches at a high level are going to start using this stuff, and they're already using AI for technique analysis and for performance analysis. They've been using that for years with the camera. And I know for a fact coaches are going to start using this to gain an edge. And I've used this all season in all of my programs. And I kid you not, I've used it for tactics. I've used it to build skill development programs, curriculums, and I've had the best year ever in coaching. And I'd say this is one of the reasons because I've had like a tool like this to be able to help me deliver a solid, structured program in less time. And I'm not gonna lie, it saved me about 20 hours, and them 20 hours have been put on court time or me learning more stuff about basketball coaching or about tactics or about something else. So it's an absolute lifesaver. And here's the truth, ChatGPT is smart, but it's not in the gym with you. So let me stop sharing my screen. So yeah, what I was saying is ChatGPT is smart, but it's not in the gym with you practicing. It doesn't see the body language of the player, motivation levels, and the emotional reactions and the mindset and the moment when a player has a breakthrough or a breakdown. As a coach, you can adjust things live. A coach knows when to push and when to pull back and when to progress and when to digress and build that trust and that relationship with the player. And that's what makes the program stick long term. AI can support the system, but it can't be the system for the coach. So don't think it's going to replace you. Don't worry. And the other thing is, don't feel kind of ashamed about using this because this is going to be used within the next 5 years. It probably is by certain coaches, but they're just not open about it. But me, I don't care about sharing my secrets because I'm on here to help players be the best they can be. And if they want to plug something in ChatGPT, just make sure you guys shout me out and just say thank you. That's literally all I want because I'm on here to offer as much player development support as possible. And this is something I have not seen online coaches do yet. So I'm showing you guys how to use this because I want you to use it. And if you want some help and support, just reach out to me. I have got a free Whop available. Um, you guys can DM me for that. and I'm always in there helping players out, and it's called Coach Stevie's Locker Room. I will drop a link at the end of this live for the Whop, so you can join if you want to. I release weekly skills challenges. I've got a Mindset Monday. Players can post game clips of them working out and them training, and I handpick one player each week to break their clip down and give them feedback. And I've also at the moment got a content creation challenge for clippers. So if any of you guys want to get paid for clipping my stuff, then I'm actually paying people inside my Whop to clip some of my content, so I can market my page more and get more people in and help more players. Because this year for me is a year that I want to make the biggest impact ever, and I've used my game transfer training approach with thousands of players so far over the 19 years, and I've been able to help like Janai Griffiths. I was able to help him. He's a professional basketball player. He went from scoring 16 points a game to 24 points a game and becoming the league's third top leading scorer. And I use this approach with him, my game transfer training system. And I've used that with hundreds of other players over the years. And it's an approach where I help players in just 1 hour a week who have limited time and resources, and the best drills that I've found work for player development. Some say there's no shortcuts, but I've actually found some shortcuts for player development, and this is the stuff I put in my free Whop. I am creating a paid Whop as well for you guys who want a little bit more support than what my free Whop offers. Like you want the drills from my game transfer training system, and you want like the workouts and more of like a VIP support and the accountability as well. So check out my free Whop, guys. I am gonna put the link below, like I say, and just get yourself in there. You've got nothing to lose. Set up an account, click the button. I'm an international coach. I've spent 19 years coaching. I've coached at all levels from grassroots to pro. At the moment, I coach community stuff because that's what I love the most, because I'm able to make more impact there. And like I say, I've been very successful in terms of developing players and working across different countries. So if you like what I've covered, then join the Whop, guys. So just putting it all together to recap, you can use data to identify the gaps with the AI and use ChatGPT to draft a plan. You need to be specific and detailed with what plan you want. And if your plan doesn't work out at first, just readjust the details and use your coaching wisdom and your expertise to adapt it week by week if you don't find it's working. So always look at your session and think, okay, then what works and what kind of didn't work, and think about why, and write them notes down after your session, and then you can always reflect using AI as well, and it's a great reflection tool. And that's the way you learn as a coach. You reflect after you've done your session. Use consistent feedback with the player and make sure your retesting stays on track. So I would retest maybe every 4 to 6 weeks, really. That's when you kind of need to retest stuff, but you can see stuff improving anyway. You can see it naturally improving with the activities that you run. So to close this is the future of coaching. Data driven, AI supported, but still led by a real coach who cares. If you're building a long-term plan, this combo gives you the best of both worlds. If you have any questions below and you want help using ChatGPT to structure your own program or to organize whatever you need to do in coaching, or as a player, or if you're just curious on how to blend this into your workflow, let's let's build smarter. Let's work let's work smarter and not harder. So, like I say, drop any questions below. I'm happy to help you out. Um, I'll see you guys soon.